Hi, Arne.
Hi, Julien.
We're switching to interview mode.
Alrighty.
So we're here to discuss Garlic VFX, which is a company that you built with your wife, and which is a full production house, we could say, which is pretty rare, and there is different aspect of it to be covered. But before we're going into what kind of service you can deliver, I guess I would like to be curious with the elephant in the room that everybody talk about, generative AI as a video, let's say as a production house, let's say not only video, but from idea to final pixel. What was your first reaction when you saw the Gen AI engine, and how did you react to it? Yeah, basically.
I felt angry.
Yeah.
That's the main feeling I had, like afraid and angry, because it was well, first you have, on one hand, you have these like sick demos, which are really impressive, of, like, as I say, these puppies in the snow.
Yeah.
And on the other hand, like image generative AI was already on the uprise as well with Midjourney. I mean, it's already 3 years ago when Sora was announced, I think, or 2.5. And what made me angry was because I already saw on the internet, on LinkedIn, people were taking ownership of their image generative stuff. Like, it's like, look what I did. Then it's like, and now you have it like also with the Studio Ghibli style, like, look what I did. And you literally did nothing about this. And it's still the case. It's, it's fun. It's really fun. And it's, and using it is also, and we can come back to this. We will come back to this, I think. But again, this was my very first reaction. And also, like, still, like, when I see that people are not reflecting about their own what they put in something, and they just think like, oh, look what I did, and it's actually, there was zero effort done to it. It made me feel like a bit scared, because it's this I have a certain image in mind. It's, if you build up something, as you say, like, you build up a specific style in cinematography, and you build up a specific lighting style, or a specific style in your choose of lenses, and then there comes someone and he thinks he's a cinematographer now. Because he types in, make me a cinematic scene of a shark eating a man, and the AI, trained by real cinematographers, gives you a pretty decent lit scene of exactly that. And then this person, but this is, first it was frustration, really just frustration and being afraid. But sorry, it just, I don't want to go too fast forward now at this point.
Well, thanks God, now 3 or 4 years later, we realized that prompting a video is actually pretty random. It gives you good results, but not results you can use commercially, because it's not controllable. And it was, I think the last 4 years, I would say, it's all about making this controllable. So you can build something with it and not just having fun. Because the as much as the quality was good, it was not necessarily something you could use for a project, beside illustration or really specific use case. And how does your Star Wars background, I would call it, your experience as a layout artist with Scanline VFX, which is one of the biggest VFX houses in the world, and your experience also prepare you for this? Meaning being able to control AI, moving from frustration and angriness to, oh, actually, this could be an arsenal or an additional tool for Garlic VFX?
Yeah, taking the Star Wars background, the layout background to come back to the layout background there. I think because thanks to having the experience working with a big studio, I was able to learn because I was always working both directions. On the one hand, I worked for Scanline, but I also did my own little stuff like way earlier already, and also at that time it was like 50-50 or 70-30.
So it was always a build-up of building up your skills as a VFX artist, but also as a studio.
Yes, definitely. And it was also getting a sneak peek just to understand what are the structures in a big company, how things are working, what I learned there,
and what doesn't work.
Definitely. And
because basically there is a benefit to be small.
Yeah, absolutely. And I learned a lot about that benefit to be small, actually, because when when you have a show like Star Wars, and it's like, I don't know, 220 shots for one team, then it's good when you have a team. And then it's good when you have like dedicated artists for specific topics of that scene. You have the VFX artists to do the cloud simulation. You have the animation artists. You have the layout artists, and really, so on.
How you call that granular?
Yes.
Everyone has this really specific task.
And when it comes to a way smaller production, it doesn't mean like in production value. But in shot count, actually. For example, you have 4 shots, and it's like still a movie, whatever, but they have 4 VFX shots and they have to be fitting. Then you still have to enroll like this whole carpet of people being involved. So you actually have just 4 shots, I don't know, 45 seconds total. And you still need a layout artist, an animation artist,
whole pipeline steps,
everything you need. And then it gets the way up. And like first of all, you need those people, and then you also need to coordinate those people, because they are like, this pipeline is again an organism, which is actually trying to replicate one person. That's always the case.
Because back in the day, Scanline, I heard from the really senior guys. They were saying we were doing CG, comp, modeling, animation ourselves, one-man army, because first there were not enough artists to do it. No one were able to do it. So I guess it's also getting back to that scale, which is agile enough to be fast enough. Because yes, there is that type of client and provider, which is for streamlined feature film, but I guess most of the work is not necessarily that, right? It's more like, I have an idea. I'm a company. I'm a creator on YouTube or TikTok, or I'm a business, and I really need to share that idea, that concept, that that service we are about. We want the cinema quality, but we don't want to go to a VFX house, which usually they don't talk to us anymore. You would be actually with Garlic VFX the perfect, let's say, the perfect person to talk to, because then first you're easy to talk with. You don't need to connect to a line of secretaries, and just being available for people.
And I know also the steps following afterwards. So when, for example, like a client would go to a very well Scanline representative, like who knows a lot, like, okay, and it might be even like somebody with a supervisor view on things, okay, but it's still then he has to always refer to, I have to check with the team what's possible.
Yes.
I have to, because I can't make this decision. I mean, these people are doing decisions on their own, of course.
Yeah.
But it's still like always some backup, like back and forth.
Yeah.
And like usually not just to one person, but it goes down the line, and stuff gets lost down the line. And maybe then also like there are like weaker and stronger links in the chain.
Yeah.
So sometimes when you have one, and I don't have like any one specific in mind or something, okay?
Yeah.
But it's enough when in this chain one person like sleeps because of overworked, whatever.
Yeah.
And then all these decisions which were made on the top level.
Yeah.
Like go into not being relevant for the real struggles later. And I think when you have somebody who has like his shit together himself, and he knows about the struggles lying ahead and whatever, then it's like the same thing. This communication chain goes in one head. So you have like the comfort of talking to one person, but he's representing all these experts.
Yes.
Because he's a generalist, and that's actually what I want to sell there. Not that I wouldn't. I mean, I would say, and I think on LinkedIn it's also written like, okay, it's free VFX wizard, but I mean, I'm a 3D generalist, of course. But that's not what I am actually representing. But what I'm representing is being a full-blown film studio. Actually, that's
exactly.
what I want to provide, because, and that's coming back to the question regarding Star Wars. The reason I went to, I mean, I'm interested in all the topics of VFX, not because I'm interested in technology or because I'm interested in 3D or whatever, but I'm interested in all the topics of VFX because they are all super relevant for filmmaking itself.
Conveying an idea or product.
Yes, because it gives you just the benefit, it gives you the maximum benefit out of it. Filmmaking started, like the very first films were VFX films. Always. It's that you start with the Lumiere brothers, and you have, I mean, maybe some people saw the movie Hugo Cabret. It shows you like the history of film, and the history of film also shows you that the first movie makers were actually like a lot of them came from magic.
Like and actually you make me think a lot about that type of character, because for what I can see, let's say someone has an idea, don't know how to make it happen on pixels, because maybe it could be also projected on a giant screen in their shops. You know, obviously, usually it would be more for film or something that you could look at the screen. But basically, you would hear that idea and translate that into, okay, it could look like this at the end, and this is going to be the steps in between. And whatever works the fastest, the better. So the fastest for the best quality, you're going to choose that. Whenever it's Gen AI or regular traditional pipeline using Blender, whatever arsenal you have available, you can use that. But not necessarily from a technical standpoint first, more from let's realize what you have in mind on screen so people can understand what you're doing in a creative way.
And that's also why I think or why there is this intrinsic force pushing me towards this lifestyle or like business style, is because and also this is coming back to the question with the why Star Wars layout artist. And for me, it was that the most cinematic thing, really, in my opinion, are just two parts of a VFX pipeline, like the most cinematic things. And I don't want to judge on anything else, but for me, it's about the lighting and about the camera move and the camera position. This is like literally the definition of cinematic. That's a DOP's work. It's lighting and camera. And this is why I chose layout, because with layout, there are certain shots where we also already at least scribble lighting ideas in when it comes to how does a shadow appear in the back and stuff like that. But most importantly, in layout, we are framing the shot. Like, at least, and that's the beautiful thing about Scanline. That's why I really appreciate that I was able to work at Scanline, because there are other layout departments where you just place certain assets in very specific positions which are predefined already completely.
I see.
And yeah, there is like a lot of layout works in other studios. At least that's what I heard is actually, and also what I experienced is please make this scenery exactly like that scenery the shot before. And just load in the manifest and check if everything's there.
And that's a reproduction of
very technical. That's the beautiful thing about Scanline, and especially about the Star Wars project, was that we had a lot of full CG cameras where we were completely free where to put it. And of course, in the end, you show it to the supervisor, and he says, like, please put it other ways, or like move it in another way. But this is something which gave me also like a lot of confidence working there on like so many cameras for Star Wars, because from the very beginning on, the camera was the main thing I wanted to do movies. I wanted to like, cinematography is like the most important art for me in my life. And being allowed to work on Star Wars and actually providing a job people liked gave me the confidence that it's not just me who thinks that I have an eye for camera movement and an eye for framing. And this is something which I think is also the most important thing in every production. Is, I mean, it's movies, it's like the movie making device is the camera, of course. It's how we frame things, how we light things. And this is the key benefit. If you would ask, like, what would make me special, where I would say, where I guess I have like also the experience and the knowledge to transport the idea of a client to screen.
That is framing the idea of the client, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. This is what I am. It's for me the most important thing. It's not that I can go, I can animate you a rat. And I can groom it, and I can animate you a ship, or I can animate
you a lot of magic trick.
Yes.
But that's not the point.
That's not why I'm doing movies for. I want to, somebody has an image in his mind, or at least an idea. And I can, and this is the most beautiful part actually, that's also when clients come to me with, not just when they want me to do a movie, but also when they just want to do me, like some 3D shots they want to have. And they say, hey, I would like to have this or that, whatever. And I I listen to them, and I already see the image in front of my eyes. And I say, you know what would be really cool if we would add, if we would combine those two things together. For example, a director, a female director, she reached out to me 3 days ago, and she has a specific idea in mind, and it's about doing a recreation of historical scenes but in a like frozen state. Like, I always try to reach for this word.
Like free. Then your travel within
it's
the
like,
scene.
Yeah, actually, it's just like it's frozen actually, so there's no animation. It's just the cameras telling the story. Okay. And this specific one was about a crash of a space probe which crashed into Mars because they calculated everything in metrical system, but the probe was programmed in empirical system. So it crashed into Mars because there was this change of systems. They didn't count it in. And so it was a pretty expensive mistake. And therefore, we wanted to represent this scenery by having like these secret files on the desk, and they open up, and in these files then there are like paper, like origami people who are planning this, and then also this origami probe which is crashing. And she had this thing in mind, like how would we she had thought of how would we show this? Would we just like cut from probe to the people on Earth, and then again to the probe? And that was her idea back then. But then I thought, like, you know what, when we are already in this, because in her mind it was more of like pretty like the basic idea was just like it's on a desk and there are these files, but everything else wasn't like built yet. So I came up and said, like, what how's this? Like, let's make it 2 desks in a NASA institution. And we go literally with the camera without any cut. We have those people on the ground in this file, and then we have the probe over the other file, but they're in the same room, so we can turn the camera back and forth towards them. And she really liked that idea because it delivered the story even more. Because why would you have like the one book and then you would cut to the other one? You know what I mean? So this is what I really like about it. Like just listening to like, and then there's already coming this other thing in mind. It's really about storytelling and how to tell the story the best possible way. And therefore there is every tool I can get my hands on is worthy, because for me is definitely about cinematography, and I really like doing the cinematography and everything, but to achieve a great cinematography, I take whatever works best at that point. And that's why, coming back to the very initial question, what was my first reaction? I was angry because I thought the image was like, as I don't know, you have a little sibling and you have a toy. And you are good with that, and you love it and you cherish it, and everything works fine with this toy. And then the little sibling comes and destroys it because he doesn't know how to handle it. And this is how it felt like when Sora came out, because I thought like, hey, I studied this like for years, like in life, I studied movies. And now everybody pushes a button and gets the perfect cinematography. This is unfair.
But now you made peace with it.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, that's the thing. I completely made peace with it because, as you say, it's like not consistent. And at some point it will be, and this point will come very soon, I guess. But what I think where the consistency won't deliver quite well for a long time is also the consistency in cinematographic art style. Because there is like a very subtle kind of storytelling in every cinematographer's, like at least in every good cinematographer's cinematography. And this is something you see and you say, hey, this is the work of Roger Deakins, for example.
And it's a signature.
And this signature you see in maybe not in all of his shots, but I actually would say in all of his shots. You know,
and yeah, just to extend on that idea, it feels to me that, you know, those style, the good cinematographer, they right away look at Gen AI to see how I can enhance my art instead of being afraid of it. And it feels to me that this is where you are now. It's like really seeing, okay, this is quite cool for that kind of things. You know, just to recap a little bit what was said this year on FMX. 50% quality, everybody can do it. 80% quality, you already have to mix 7 or 8 type of Gen AI engine to have something that looks good. 95% of quality, forget about it, get back to the initial pipeline. So I guess this is also a good playground for you. Like, well, what compared to what you were saying before, like I have the client request. The client might think Gen AI is the best way, but actually I could propose something even more effective. And based on my knowledge of the traditional pipeline and my test and extensive usage of Gen AI, I can also choose what's the best solution. Yes. So it feels to me that now you really are in a competitive space compared even to before Gen AI, because you have just one more way to deliver what the client is looking for.
And the thing is, yes, that's 100% true. And I think I will, and that's also why I dived into Gen AI very deep. Like I told you actually before I dived in so deep, at some point, like my machine was like 600 gigabytes, really just AI models of all kinds of stuff, like text-to-speech models, image-to-image generative AI, then image-to-video generative AI, all sorts of things. I was addicted.
Yeah, and you did a tutorial on Confi UI and all the different way to use Gen AI or not only Gen AI, but also regular AI, let's say, within the traditional pipeline.
Yes.
So there is really a wide spectrum in which you were doing tests.
And this actually, like diving in so much into it, and I mean, this was also, I mean, this you recommended me back then, like dive into it because you were like a fast adapter.
Yeah.
And I did, and I really did it to full extent. Like, I mean, I'm still like the addiction still kicks in sometimes. Like, I can't stop myself from learning about AI and doing it, but at least I'm more controlled right now. But what I learned, and there's like literally a funny story I had yesterday with a friend, and I told you something else about that, but I told you before, but one specific thing we were talking about was that he told me, hey, but you know what? The cool thing is, isn't it that the cool thing is that when the client, for example, has a wish for like a third explanatory graphic, that you just go to the AI and ask the AI to do it, because
not a variation of it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Because it gives you just it's like it just typing in, like it's a 5-minute work for you maximum, and then it's there. And I thought, like, if I wouldn't have the capabilities I do, this would be super cool, because this would be the fastest way to get the next idea running.
Yeah.
And that's definitely something as I said, like literally 600-700 gigabytes of just AI models. I think it was more than that. Okay. And that means I was like whole nights, I was testing out all sorts of things, all sorts of Confi UI workflows, just getting the maximum control out of it.
Yeah.
And for me, it came back, you can use AI for like where I can use it regularly is like as an inspiration. Where it's like really good is like when you go into research, like researching stuff. This is really good. Not letting me write something. I'm not a fan of that. But research, also just to get ideas come to life. Actually, when I was researching, I did something which was placed in a ship in the 18th century, and I went through, I don't know, Pirates of the Caribbean and some other pirate movies. But then I also just asked like the AI. I asked ChatGPT and DALL-E 3 then by that, like, hey, how would look the cabin of a 18th century seaman would look like? And the cool thing is, with all the other inspiration I had, like from Pirates of the Caribbean and the Treasure Island, whatever, the AI gave me actually the least cool looking thing, really, but it gave me the most rudimentary basic idea of it. Like, so it's because that's also how the computer thinks. The computer tries to give me something like with like beautiful lighting, whatever, of course. But also the computer thinks like, what is 18th century ship?
Yeah.
What is this? And then it says it is wooden floor. It is treasures.
Yeah.
Treasure case. It's maybe a rudder. It's candles, whatever. But the cool thing is, because it tries to be creative, but to be honest, I think it's pretty uncreative.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why it's so easy to count the things which are there. And that's again good for me, because I see it like there's the saying in Germany, you don't see the forest because of all the trees.
Mm.
And this is something when you want to analyze like the main components of a very vivid picture where somebody put a lot of effort into it and everything fits right in place, you tend to oversee certain things. But the AI doesn't have this capability yet, in my opinion, even though it, like for the untrained eye, it might be like, this is like cool picture, but it's really like, okay, that's cool. Like there's the rudder, there's this, there's that and that. And so it is a very, 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 very good source for, again, research, also like for a mood board.
Yeah.
Like it fits a specific hole in a mood board, which you usually would just fill up with art, which was done before, but then like some like basic image generative AI images, just narrow it down to like a very easy readable form. And that's why it helped me actually to design my set, not because I took too much inspiration out of like how it lighted its set, but it was really just the components were there, and this was really good for me.
Which is a perfect segue for the type of work you can do, and for us to describe that a little bit more in detail about what's possible. Mm-hmm. So let's take the example of something like a documentary for BBC or that kind of product you could do. Like, what can you do? What did you do already? Maybe you can mention the work you did for ZDF. Let's say I'm a TV channel. I want to provide my audience with a lot of documentary that are a lot about learning something new, and I need something to illustrate that. What's the scope of images you can deliver for a client like that? How are you doing it?
Yeah, actually, regarding this, I can, whatever the client needs, especially when you ask, because I was just like thinking of, for example, the ZDF stuff. They were like one specific very big thing was, for example, where I was recreating photorealistic glacier and let it melt.
Okay.
I mean, it was a and actually, while you mentioned that, I think this is really something where I would then, because I remember that it was like a lot of it was a lot of work, like doing it like the way they would have been happy with it, like at a very earlier stage. I'm pretty sure.
We push it.
I pushed it myself. I'm pretty sure, because they were happy with a lot of stuff before, but I wanted to keep a certain level, like just because I put my name under it. So
So you already produced documentaries that have been broadcasted.
Yes, so like I produced for national TV. I produced as like a 3D artist. I produced certain elements in 3D fully myself, and but I also produced whole documentaries myself, like not just sections of it, but I sold the whole documentary to TV stations and they broadcasted it.
And that would be in with your teammate, which is also
with my wife,
which is writing the script So it's really from idea that you also come up with as on your side. You know, it's not necessarily someone asking for a specific topic. You could also bring up the topic and propose that as finished product for a TV channel, for example.
Yes. So we usually it's like we have some production houses. We work together, but they are like really in our case they are the middleman between us and the TV station. Regarding they know the specific styles the TV station wants. They also produce completely themselves, these production houses also. But they also like just to fill up the shows, to get a little bit of variety, they take external authors who are delivering stuff that there we come in, and there they are, as I say, the middleman. So we report to them. It's always that way. We have an idea we want to produce, then we report to the middleman. The middleman, if the middleman thinks, hey, this is something which might be interesting for the TV station.
So what's the whole process from that idea or that agreement to the final pixel? Walk us through it.
Okay, so like just where I started, I guess. Okay, exactly. Yeah, so we have an idea. For example, like real case thing, which will be broadcasted when you send this. So I think it's okay to talk about it.
Yeah.
It would be, we have an idea. For example, the effects of what is scurvy, because people hear about scurvy all the time, like, oh, scurvy, that old sea man sickness, but we ourselves realized we don't know what scurvy is.
Like, the disease.
The disease, yes. Yep. So what does scurvy actually look like? So there usually my wife comes in and she starts researching on a very deep level, actually. Like she reached out to biochemists actually, and to all sorts of people there, and like experts regarding this. And sorry, I was
I just switched it to not disturbing.
So
you were saying...
again, so we have an idea, like what is scurvy? We realized ourselves, we don't know too much about this, so we dived in and thought, hey, this is a pretty interesting thing. While doing the research, while my wife did the research, she also learned that what's also very interesting is that attached to scurvy and how to heal it via vitamin C, which wasn't known back in the days as vitamin C, she stumbled across a doctor, James Lind, who is famous for being the first doctor in the world doing a real medical study. And he did that on the conditions on a ship, actually. But how we are doing studies nowadays comes back to how he thought of it himself when he was on that ship, because he had all his sick seamen and he wanted to help out. He wanted them to get healed, but resources were short. So he had that idea, because resources are short anyway. Let's put them in groups, and because anyway, not everyone could get the same. Just give this group this type of resource, this group this type of resource, and so on. And then there was one group who got lemons and oranges, and then he saw, hey, wow, the lemon and oranges group got healed. So, and this is where we thought, hey, this is actually a really cool topic, because we can describe the story, this global story. First, it's always good to have something like that's the first doctor who did a medical story, whatever.
The origin story.
Definitely. Same thing, like for a topic which comes after, it would be about Edward Bernays. He was the first PR agency, for example. That's always good to have a first one. And
so then you understand better the past, so so you understand your present.
And it's also like, then it's a story worth to be told. And then the second part, and the second good thing about it, like regarding TV documentaries, is you have this cool story about people and whatsoever. And then you have also a scientific part to it, because okay, but how did this vitamin C affect that the people got healed?
Then you need to go inside the visualization that demonstrate that, so people can understand, even kids can get it.
Exactly, that people get the biochemical level, and that's like a really fun thing actually, because but at this point,
so then you look at the script, and you try to imagine scenes that would make sense. For the audience.
At this part it's still like a lot of like where Pony, my wife, is like writing the script and also like already writing her ideas in. Like she's double checking with me there, and I fully trust her. So this is also like a huge benefit, I think, with that. And I fully trust her there. So she has some ideas, and sometimes she's just like too shy and asks me like, is this possible that we could do it? And like I actually usually I always say like, write it in. If it's not possible, I will say something. So just write whatever you want. So she's not limited by what's possible, what not. Because usually I learned that when I want it to work, then it works. I believe in this universe thing where I think like it will work when if I want it to work. It will just like things will magically sometimes just like fall into my lap, and I can use it. It's perfect. And so
and also I guess her script is already optimized in a way because she's a mathematician and a musician. So I guess she's using some kind of both brain to make sure the story is not only talking to the analytical person, but also a little more about emotion, visualization, and some kind of direct feeling.
Yes, that's true. It's also like first coming back to what I really appreciate about her is that, as you say, like she's a mathematician, and she, while she studied mathematics, she also studied philosophy, by the way. But what she always thought is silly, not I mean, I don't want to speak too much for her, but what I learned from her is what she really loves about mathematics is that in mathematics you have axioms and rules, certain rules, and everything.
What is axioms?
An axiom is you have an axiom is the main rule of an mathematical concept.
It's like the paradigm.
Yeah, exactly.
Like how it works.
It is like I'm not too much into that, but I would say like something like the natural numbers, for example. It's n+1. Like one builds up to the other. That's the rule.
Got it. It defined the way it works.
Yeah, exactly. For example, for natural numbers, it would be n+1. Like to infinity. And so on. And this is the rule. And in mathematics, when you have a mathematical structure, you always have rules. And those rules are like, you can count them, like usually. And I mean, like literally count them, not that they're countable, but you really, like, it's not too many for a system. But these rules define the system. And so answers are always 100% clear because the system is so well designed. And she learned, or she taught me that usually when there is a dispute somewhere, it's because the system is not defined well. You understand? It's that, and then there are people who are, and that's why I don't want to go too deep in what she told me about philosophy class, whatever. But I think there are people have in mind, like about philosophers who, like there are very structured philosophers on the one hand, but then there are people who are trying to always grab from every topic and mix things up. And then it's confusing what they're saying, but it's not confusing because they are so brains there and it's so great what they're saying, but it's confusing because they're literally confusing things. And this is where a mathematician comes in, and also like for us, it's great for doing research, for example, because it's always like 100% clear when she's researching something. Like the mathematical mind really stops her from assuming things. That's also a thing. People tend to assume. And the mathematician, and that's really interesting because sometimes people are like, why don't you understand what I'm telling you? And it's because she's not assuming stuff. She's only listening to what you're saying. And when there is an information missing, she's not filling the gap herself, because mathematics taught her never fill the gaps yourself.
I see.
You see, when there is a gap, this gap has to be closed. So give me more information. And this is like really of high value for scientific research, like in every way.
And for building up a story, so people can learn through that process also by themselves.
And because it's also like neat and there are no holes in it. And this is really really cool. And then, as you say, like she's writing it, and usually like the final stage when she's done with it, we go through it together. And I, as a silly viewer, come in and I say, you know what, probably this is one professional term too much in here. We have to
adapt to the audience.
We have to write another. How we could change that, and that's so cool because she has done her research then at that point so well that she always then she always says, like, for example, like, okay, we can do that here, but here we can't do it because it would be clearly wrong.
I see.
And the funny thing is, sometimes when you're in this topic of, I don't know, scientific television, you see that sometimes people who, I don't know, go the easy route, you see that they sometimes leave holes, sometimes really crucial holes, actually, just because it's easier to tell the story then. Sometimes they just lie you in the eye because they think it's too complicated to explain you the real thing.
I see.
So, but that's what I really like, that we really avoid that. That's why I say we reach out, then we go to, like, for example, regarding vitamin C, it's like a collagen disorder, actually. So the body is not producing enough, scurvy. Your body is not producing enough collagen because you need vitamin C basically as some kind of fuel for your enzymes, which are creating the collagen.
Got it.
And the collagen is what keeps the body together. So when you have a lack of collagen, literally in the end you would die from internal bleedings because you fall apart. That's why it called also like there was this sickness in the Middle Ages, which the rats gave the people. I don't know the English
rage word. Or like rage in French.
In German, pest.
The pest.
Okay. And this one. Why I'm referring to that?
Because it's decomposing the body.
Exactly. And the thing is, the scurvy is the pest of the seas. That's how they called it.
Got it.
Because it looked almost the same. People, like, teeth fell out, and it was really they would die.
And so exactly about that, then you would have choices of having CG teeth falling down from whatever. Using a green screen, which is not listed here, but having a full studio, so you will have some images about the studio. Using plates, using full CG, using a mix of both, using Gen AI if you need to, creating your own assets. So you really have all the color and the tool that ready to shoot whenever there is something to illustrate, right?
And that's actually, like, just to make this really quick, to get this pipeline just through, we have that idea, we have done research, then we ask, is this something? Is this idea something? They see the idea, say, okay, the idea is something. Then Pony writes the script, we send the script to them, they like it, they send it to the TV station, they like it, then they say, okay, let's go. Then I make a price, say this will be the price for everything. They say, okay, then let's go. And then let's go.
That's the beauty. It's like super simple.
Yes.
The process is like, here, your idea or my idea, whatever the idea is coming from. This is the script. This is, so you know what's gonna unfold. This is the cost. Let's do it or not.
And regarding this, for example, coming back to my friend who said like, hey, if you need another graphic, you can do it by AI. And you know what? I think if I'm in a hardcore hurry where I have to deliver, I don't know, in an hour something. Even in an hour, I don't know if I wouldn't do it myself anyway, because I think I could do it like better in that hour than directing the 6-second snippet the AI would give me.
Oh, yeah.
Because this is like directing this and getting you this.
You can sculpt your way.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the AI is cool, everything, of course, but at this point, as you say, like I can choose every possible way to shoot this, and we did actually in this case. We built a set which looked like a cabin of a ship.
Yeah.
We shot in front of green, like the internal scenes were shot in this cabin. We designed it in a way where we just put furniture in one corner and the other one, and then it looked like we have multiple cabins we were shooting in. We shot the scenes on deck. We shot in front of the green screen.
Yeah.
We had scenes full CG where no people were in to show where the ship was holding its lemons and where the rats are running around, whatever. Right. And the beauty of it is that you really can. There are no limits, and that's maybe also why, like, I am. I think it's like this limitlessness.
Yeah.
Is something where I always thought like this is my key element. Yeah. I am limitless.
Your competitive advantage.
Yes, definitely.
Unfair advantage.
Yes. and I always use that, and then because at some point, I think for a client it's just they want to have someone who's delivering.
Yeah.
What they want, and for a good price.
Yeah.
It is very important. But then it's just like who can do the job, and that's where I always thought like, hey, the cool thing is I showed. I'm usually not too much of a self-presenter.
Yeah.
You know, because I know I can just show what I can do, and then I'm so confident in what I'm doing actually that I know it speaks for itself.
Yeah.
And that's where I got again anxious about AI, because can now everybody do everything? Like I wanted to be like a Superman myself, and now everybody. It's like actually in this movie Incredibles, if you have seen it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Incredibles is this Pixar movie.
Yeah, those red superheroes.
And in the first one, there is a he was actually a fanatic of like he was the biggest fan of Mr. Incredible.
Oh, yeah.
But somehow he felt rejected by him, that he was like an evil mastermind.
I see.
And he created machines which, so he AI, actually he like this movie is 20 years old, okay?
Yeah.
And in this movie, he let train an AI he invites Mr. Incredible to his island, where Mr. Incredible is fighting a robot. And he lets the AI train on him to get better than Mr. Incredible.
Ah, I see.
So he trains with Mr. Incredible's and his evil plan is actually to and he develops devices which give the people the same superpowers the Incredibles have, like super strength and everything.
Yeah.
And then he, in his big evil reveal, where he says to the Incredibles family, he says, yeah, and in the end, when everybody is super, no one is.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this is actually like this evil genius, I felt threatened by this is actually something you can show in the because this is
zero.
Yeah. I was super threatened because I thought like, yeah, when everybody can do this, where am I then?
Yeah.
And just as the movie teaches us, there's still like a certain there's just a certain nuance to it which isn't replicatable still. And this is something where I just feel,
I guess also the human connection.
Yes.
Of you discussing with the client, get it what they want, having your experience of how this could be illustrated, the time it's gonna need it. Of course, at some point in 10 years, you're gonna have a client speaking to a cell phone saying, hey, I want to do a documentary about this and this and that, do it the style of Arne if I look, and make it in 10 minutes for broadcasting on 12 different formats and size, and I want that to be really blah, blah, blah. But that would be some kind of, I guess what I'm going with that is that the business of doing things between humans is sometimes as much as important as the final result.
And you know what? I also had this realization when we were shooting the scurvy thing, actually, because therefore we had like a professional mask artist, and we went to her. She took her time for 3 hours. She was drawing on our main actor who had scurvy. Like it looked really beautiful. And just while watching this, like we were talking to her, but like I had like the realization at this point also again, because I was watching this and I thought like, yeah, this is so cool. Actually, she has this craft, like drawing these scurvy bruises on the face and the arms and everything, and she's really good at it. And she took so much time to learn this. And this is, first of all, AI can't right now draw on your body, whatever. But I thought this is part of the movie making process. It's part of going somewhere where somebody is drawing stuff on you. This is movie making. And movie making is also then, this revelation came further for me when we were shooting, and then the actor was like go with the flow and trying to present his diseases to the camera, and we were having fun. And this is actually where it hit me, because I also realized I can't say too much for the big industry. I can't say too much for like a company like Scanline, for example, how this will evolve. But my main goal always was get your foot into the movies and movies. And then there was also the thought, would the day come where at some point people will just type in and give me the newest episode of The Simpsons or whatever. But I realized, because it's so much fun being on set, and all the people who are involved in this, the real movie makers actually, it's fun for them as well. And it's also fun for the producers actually going and fighting with the actors. When there is nobody to fight against anymore, they don't have any more fun, but people are selfish. And I really think that the way movies are made with real people, like maybe there will be a CG double of I don't know, Luke Skywalker or something, but it's just people are doing this art form for the result. But I think everybody who is involved in it is doing it for the process, and they love it so much that even though there would be the superpower, and maybe in 10 years it will be at this point where I could ask Netflix, give me Kill Bill 3. And Netflix gives you Kill Bill 3.
With the style of whatever, maybe the storyline or the story type of Quentin Tarantino, but with the style of someone else, like a remix.
And then you can sit there in your own echo chamber, just watching what you prefer. But what's completely lost, and people will realize this, is like the community feeling. People need these kind of communities.
And there is, I guess, no fruit to grab out of the effort. Like the movie making is also like, oh, we made that effort, that human effort for you to appreciate.
Yes, and this is also what I realized, because as I say, like my client also is now confronted with AI, and they appreciate when they got AI created stuff. But they still see the human value in when you do something like with, as I say, with real human effort. And maybe this is also something where we because people, and I mean, people were hating on Christopher Nolan because he was lying about the use of CG. He said like, hey, we didn't use CG for like Oppenheimer.
All practical.
Yeah, and then you see like in the post-credits, in the credit scene, you see just DNEG, 250 people worked on that, like a CG VFX production house. What did they do if no computers were involved? And the cool thing is, first I was actually angry also about this, because I think like, oh man, they hiding us from the public. But just thinking of it more and more, I learned for myself that I'm not angry about that anymore, because his idea was he wanted to just provide to the people like the value of doing stuff practically, and people wouldn't get the, and I mean, he did that lie because there was still comp involved and everything, but he thought he wants to provide that idea, and people wouldn't get it when they're not in the VFX world. People not in the VFX world, when their computer is involved, and he would say that, people would say, but computers were involved, weren't they? But what he means by that is, he did the, I don't know, like these scenes where when the atoms are like swirling, where they were filmed in like a bottle, for example, like with little particles, and there were not particle simulations, or the bomb that was what he showed was like a real bomb, which exploded, and he just wanted the people to get the idea that this was real. And I think, but the point is, I think people are valuing human effort, and they like to go into the movie and think this is human effort. People are valuing when they hear Tom Cruise was actually in this fighter jet.
Yeah, true.
They look at it a completely different way. And they don't want to look at a AI-generated Tom Cruise doing his own stunts.
That's maybe the new trend also for the future, right? There will be more and more proof that this is human-generated as an effort for the audience, compared to, you know, a whole other part of the production, which would be sausage out of Gen AI, but it's going to be used for something different, you know, like, you're going to have space for each of it. Like just taking the book, you still have the reproduction of the book, which is cheap. It doesn't, there is no more value to writing a book by hand, right? Like they did in the past. But the craft of the message, what's in there, I don't think anyone is really interested by reading a book generated by AI, you know? You want to feel that someone was crying writing that, you know, or was happy writing that. That's really important. It's the reason why you would read that book.
That's also why I love, actually, you know, we when we shot the scurvy thing, first he was all sick and tired, of course, because he was almost dead. But then we wanted also to show what does the citrus does to him, what does vitamin C does to him, and then he eats the lemon. And there's one shot. It was actually, you can say, an outtake or whatever. It was just like, because while filming him, like, also the conversation was going on. Now you love it. You love the lemon. Like, show it to the camera. You know, stuff like that.
Show me your love of lemon.
And then at some point, he ate that lemon, but he couldn't. He had to laugh. And then he laughed. But we kept on rolling, and I like, go on, you know. And then I just like, initially I saw this. I put it to the side because it was like more of an outtake. But then by accident, it fell again into the timeline. And it was there, and I thought like, hey, this is actually pretty good, because it's delivering the story even more, because he's loving it, and he's loving it to an extent where he just has to laugh.
Yeah.
And even though and the beauty of it is a real laughter.
Yeah.
And people tend to get
the sense. Yeah.
Yeah, the sense.
Recognize.
And you recognize it, and you get also infected by realness and by real laughter. You smile yourself, like your mirror neurons. They just activate that in you.
That's also for your clients to look at your at Garlic VFX at your company as the human touch that will make the difference in terms of marketing also.
Yes, yeah.
Because Gen AI, usually it's pretty boring. It's beautiful, it's like, oh, wow. And then when you pass the wow effect of the technical achievement, you're like, yeah, but it doesn't resonate with me,
It's also coming, that was the one thing. I don't know if it gives its value or not, but then let's go to the other thing. It's just where I was stuck was like, Elon Musk said that Sam Altman, he called him a speciesist, like racist, but speciesist.
Okay.
So, like what Elon Musk tried to say there was, Sam Altman is the founder, like one of the co-founders of OpenAI.
Yeah.
And he called him a speciesist in a fight, whatever. And what he meant by that is that he is like, as if like the AI will be part of our society, like at some point, whatever.
Yeah.
And I think that there is something in us, like it's super impressive when AI shows us stuff. And in the end, it was like 6 fingers. Okay, they came over that. But I think, and this is something, I don't know, maybe this is too spiritual. Okay, but I think there is something to AI generated stuff, voice, image, whatever. When we don't really pay attention, we just take it and that's it.
Yeah.
But when it comes to competing against real emotions, and when it comes to compete against movies which has to touch us, I really think that even though the AI will objectively look exactly right, everything will consistent, everything is all right, also like the micro expressions in the actors, whatever, this point in time will come, I'm sure. But I have the hope that there is more to human nature, there is more to being human.
Yeah.
So there will be a difference which some people will deny.
Yeah.
But a difference which will, like the numbers in the cinema, for example, in the numbers in the how much something is sold, will represent. And those numbers, that's what I really hope, is that in the end it comes back to like Christopher Nolan.
Wood did that for me.
Yes.
As an audience, like Wood did that.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it's difficult to see how it's gonna evolve, right? Yeah. But you can really sense that the preciousness of someone. It feels like an energy exchange. As simple as that. If you use the computer to generate and to make the heavy lifting, it's not your thought. It's not like if we say that everything is frequency, then there is no frequency which is transmitted. You just like you give the machine the order, they generate stuff, and then someone else is looking at that and see it make a reaction or not. But it lacks the direct connection between human to human. So I guess
I mean
that would be still relevant.
I mean, you can cut this part out, but it's like honestly also to you. I mean, you've sent me the script, or like the question, the table of questions, and it wasn't because I like you. You're my friend. I really like you. So, so this doesn't have anything. It doesn't have anything to do, but with you. I mean, but when you send me this, what will happen? It's. I mean. It's we both know, like, and you don't make a secret out of it that it's generated by AI. This table, what would happen? Okay,
like the interview preparation.
Yes,
guide.
exactly. But the thing is, I read it yesterday in the evening. You called me by accident, and it was good because it reminded me that I have to read it.
Okay.
So I read it.
See, it was really by mistake.
But it was human interaction.
Yes.
And I read it, and I was fine with it. But at some point I thought, and this is also like a short thing, but it came to my mind in this moment because it's really like very short structured, all cool, okay? But it came to my mind because I have people in my surroundings who don't send me like a short thing. They send me 10 pages, of like the excrements of AI. and I think you were too lazy to write that shit. And you expect me now to read that shit?
Which was not even generated by yourself.
Yes, exactly. And I just realized when I went through this, I mean, as I said, that this was just short and was good because that's a good use case. But at some point, it's really like, okay, everybody was too lazy to do it, but I shall consume it. That's so stupid.
And well, that's actually a good point, because for me, I cannot send that if I didn't read everything and correct everything myself. Because then I felt like, well, I'm giving work to someone else. Instead of doing the work myself, So sending something that I didn't read before being, generated and then being read. Actually, I took as long as I would write it myself. Honestly, because first I was capturing all the elements that your LinkedIn profile, your past work, my past work, and blah, blah, blah. Then I asked the AI to ask me what was missing, because that's the way I'm using it. It's to really an assistant, not for the AI to do the job. So I think there is really good value for me in this, because it helped me to be a better human in a way, and it's also well structured. That is how I write usually. I'm just making a bullet point.
I know. It's also like it was okay, like reading it, but like what it also like. I mean, I know that you use it, I think, but also what is showing it is like the amount of emojis in there, and like these ticker boxes and everything, and it's like, and again, this doesn't have anything to do with you, but when I stumble across a post on social media, which is like 50% of the posts at LinkedIn, for example, I have the feeling, I really like, I don't take my time to read it anymore, because it's just like, okay, some AI generated.
Well, for me, it depends, because it's maybe a little bit off topic, but for me, like the emoji, they really help me to get the meaning. So if the author, actually, that's a perfect illustration point for Garlic VFX, because if you use Gen AI to enhance what you really want to say, then for me it's fine. But if you use Gen AI to just vomit something and not even care about what the output is, then I have an issue, and I will see that right away. All my LinkedIn posts, they are generated with Claude AI, but I actually take a long time to draft them. It's and every word I'm reviewing. So I generate. You have that artifact module, so you can actually fine tune every little word. So you find all the meanings. So this is the first pass, and then I copy the result into LinkedIn, and then I read again and see what's the frequency that text is actually emitting. And sometimes for me, it's more like exactly you as a production house. Do I share the frequency I want to share to someone else through text, through vocals, through videos, whatever the support. If it's video, it's going to be raw myself. If it's audio, it's going to be also enhance, the voice. I'm going to cut it to make sure it's straight to bone. So I guess the point is, if it looks AI, it's okay, but he has to it has to feel like there is effort put into the post, because you can see right away the post that the guy didn't put any effort into it, compared to someone that actually just having a good idea. You can sense like AI is not able to have a good idea.
Yeah, that's true.
It's just usually super boring.
Yeah, that's true. Especially when it comes to like more specific.
Yeah.
I mean, while doing my researches on AI, when you go to I don't know, like when you have a very specific idea in mind, the first output from Gen AI might seem interesting and creative, but then you shall ask go to the AI and say, tell me a story about a bear who is using an umbrella to show to a little duck that it's important to be inside when it's thunder out there. Like when you have like such a very specific thing in mind, the AI will give you some idea the first time. But when you reproduce it, you will see that the AI will go, because it's so specific, the AI will give you always like almost the same result. You think like, oh, this is so, like usually you think, oh, Gen AI is so crazy creative because it gives me so many options, but you always just see one. And then you think you have the illusion of it's being creative. But when you just try this, you will realize, oh, this is really not that cool. They started somewhere in the 70s, they started to do sex education in school in the US, and this was a big thing. Because of religious reasons, and why should you teach a 11-year-old about sexuality and stuff like that? And he said they started to do it because they said like they have to be protected, have to have protected sex and stuff like that. That's why they started it. That's at least what they said they were doing. But truth is, and that's what this showed him, he said, look at the numbers. Those were the cases of teenage pregnancies at the year 1970, and it were like I don't know, like 0.5%. And those are the teenage pregnancies after they started doing sex education to prevent exactly this, and it went up to like 4% or something like this. And it was like he mentioned that this is like a self-fulfilling prophecy. And this is how it feels like the society is developing right now. I'm that's the point. I can't say for sure because I didn't have to struggle with these things, but really by heart I feel like just thinking of my teenage years. I mean, it was literally the case that just to try out, I kissed a boy once, like when I was 14, like a friend of mine, just for fun, because I didn't see a problem with it. And
they kissed me a lot when they were drunk.
You see, and because I didn't see a problem with it. And that's why I think what is by heart the case. And now,
especially when you're a teenager, is part of the fun, right?
Isn't it? And now I have the feeling they make a problem out of it. They try to say people are trying to exclude them, and this is so I don't know. It makes me really just sad, because I think people are, in the end, it leads to people hating on each other more. And I don't want to like just to draw the line. I really don't want to live in a world where anybody gets excluded. Everybody shall, like, as long as he's not affecting.
Well, you have a really regular way to manage that, which is humor. I guess you're always trying to solve that with some kind of second degree or some kind of humor, which is really fun. Like even the way you present yourself professionally sometimes. Which maybe professionally, I'm not sure, but because it feels like you're actually taking from that world and putting that into the professional world sometimes, which worked perfectly for that part, But for the professional work, sometimes it feels like you're self-diminishing your value.
Yeah, that's why I like you, because you remember me, or like try to remember me that I have a higher value than I'm presenting to the outer world.
For me, you under presenting yourself for sure.
Yeah,
big time.
I like that, and also I told Tony, because I told her like that I really like that you. I really just have the belief that the reason why we're doing this here is, I mean, you're growing your business, you're doing your stuff, but I think one of them, it's just like maybe imagination or illusions or whatever, but I really think that you believe in me, and that's why you're coming here. And I really like that. I really like just the fact that there is someone like from the outside who, and I tell you 100%, when things develop to the better, like you will earn the fruits of it as well. You know.
Well, I'm passionate about that conversation where AI is leading us. Not necessarily about AI itself, but what's going to be the change for us, our behavior. And that's why also I'm starting this. I'm starting also this new podcast, gonna call the Diversion, because it feels to me that we diverting from the initial storyline that we had in mind, or we just do pipeline step and voila. Now it's more like, oh, actually, we are at a crossroad, or many crossroads ahead, that we have to choose. And so we're still not clear about where AI gonna lead us or gonna affect us, I would say more. But for me, one thing that I'm sure about is that the type of creativity, agility, and independence that you have is the best answer to that situation. Because basically, you're ready for any kind of scenario. You're ready for really any kind of scenario, not only for any kind of client's demand, but a big VFX house, they're really the process is really specific to a really specific kind of movie, really specific kind of budget.
It's also like just a big structure which you can't like you have a small ship.
Yeah.
Like the I think the Spanish.
Yeah.
Spain, they had like smaller ships which were very fast.
I see.
And the British ones were like big.
Yeah.
And they weren't like that easy to adapt to different situations.
Yeah.
So, and I mean that's like the advantage you have when you have like a smaller structure.
Yeah.
You can adapt super fast, and you see it also with the tools like already before.
Yeah.
I would say there are definitely studios which could since 5 years already could have benefited to jump from their pipelines to something like Blender. I'm 100% sure that they could benefit from it, but they didn't do this step because it's like too much of a structure to change.
Yeah.
The artists have to train you have to train the artists new technologies or new tools.
Yeah.
You have to adapt the whole pipeline.
And you're already making money with what you have, so
yes.
Why bother?
And so you will stay on that ship until it sinks.
Yeah.
Where you're so big.
And I remember early days at Rodeo, the message was go big or go home. We were working on the giant robots movie. Actually, the first movie I worked on in a real VFX company, it was, I don't recall, but it was basically like a, giant mecha fighting each other. Something Pacific
Rim, yeah.
And it was in sync with what the owner of the company was trying to do. It was a 40 people company, and then it went like 1,000. And now it seems like it's go big, you're in trouble, or like you better diverse, because that's actually what Rodeo is doing. They are doing also immersive now. They're doing their own IP. Go big, yes, but be ready to be able to support a full portfolio of services.
It's also like this growth thing. It's like naturally, like when it comes to exponential growth, you put like deer on an exile island, like a remote island, which just grows great food for the deer.
Yeah.
And you put there five of them, and nobody is there to kill them. Yeah. They will grow, like the population will grow exponentially.
Mm-hmm.
But like it will be in a second where like they're doubling again.
Yeah.
But at this point, they like it's just like really they grow, it's all good like for 10 years.
Yeah.
And then they double again. And at this point, it's like 200% too much population for what is there to eat.
Oh, yeah.
And at this point, the whole population will shrink down to, again, like you put there 5, you come back to the island 10 years later, and it's 1,000. 1 year later, you come back, there are 20.
Oh, yeah.
It's because nobody can survive anymore. No food is there anymore. And then the population falls down.
Yeah.
And just like the toughest ones like survive.
Yeah.
And there's just like maybe like just this little plant there, which was providing food, then this little plant, but then there is an equilibrium, because then they will like there's again like a natural enemy, and it's like the shortage of food. So the deer will get maybe 2 deers, and maybe all of them will die, but then there's the other breed which just get 1.
Yeah.
And they will survive because like just the 2 of them they can eat again.
Yeah.
And so this is this regulation in an ecosystem. And it seems like, because you said like go big, I think that's good. But at some point you're at a point where and I think one of the first stepping stones, if you call them like that, or like where you can fall, like trip falls, whatever, is when you grow to a certain amount, and then you're not able, like first you have 50 employees, and this is actually big already. Yeah. But then you grow to 1,000. But then there is one big giant problem which might happen, and this is like the aim for getting paid, because the studio goes in like with, I don't know, 20% before and then 80% after delivery, whatever. And that's what also the client is paying. But when then the studio isn't managing the money well, they don't have the money to pay their employees. Yeah. And this is something you saw, I don't know, I don't want to name any companies there, but this is something you always hear from companies where it says like, oh, now we're dependent on you guys. Yeah. Please work for free for us. You get your money when we deliver it. This I heard this from like quite big studios, that these times happened. Yeah. And this is like just one of these 4 traps where you can, I think, fall when you are big. Yeah. And there are, and that's also like this natural selection thing. Mm-hmm. It's also something where I think the same with civilizations. You have the Chinese. They are the difference. For somehow they managed whatever, like you can say is this bad or good, like morally what they're doing, but somehow they managed to have this huge empire. Yeah. And still like hold it somehow together, even though it's like, I would say morally not good, but they managed to hold it together. But then these companies like Apple or Google, they are in this big spot, and also like big like companies like NPC or whatever, like in their business, they're in this big spot. But when they grow, problems lying ahead, they can't think of, and they have to adapt. There are situations studios have to adapt, like for example now AI, but I am actually thinking that because we just think in 2 short time periods, for us Google is there for 30 years and it's so big, but maybe they will fall at some point.
I can see, and I think there were few interview of people saying that everybody is back at work at Google because they know they can disappear really quickly.
Yes, yeah.
And same for any company. And the problem with regular, and also maybe it's because of the age of the CEOs, they might be not able to adapt to what is the new paradigm. No. Because I think you can adapt to something different or to, adjust your company, to diversify. But I think the shift is too big for the company, established company, even to survive long term. For me, they're just gonna whether change name or reinvent themselves or whatever, but it's not just about pivoting or doing a little bit more of this or that. For me, it's really the structure of human work interaction is changing in creative industry. And I think that's why Garlic VFX, is so special.
Sorry,
for others.
Just because I made this long bow, I just wanted to go and then let's go to Garlic VFX, and that's also where I wanted to head. And it's because I see there is there is opportunity to get destroyed.
Yeah.
And the bigger you are, the easier it is. That a big company is just two bad decisions away to disappear. I don't know. We were talking about Atari. You talked about Atari, for example. It was like one of the big players, together with Nintendo.
Yeah.
And they're gone. Yeah. Because it was just like one wrong decision, console making or regarding some licenses, whatever, and then that's it. And the good thing is this can happen to all the big ones, but also when these holes, when they leave a big hole, there's some gap to step in. And I think when you're small, when you're small and have a lot of potential in it, and that's the cool thing about Garlic VFX. But it's not just, our advantage is we are small.
Yeah.
Or our advantage, like my wife's and my advantage is we are small. No, our advantage is we are small, but we have the professionalism
of the
big ones in a certain extent, of course. I mean, but definitely we're small and good, And this is something where it's just now. Let's wait and see where an opportunity is coming, because we are prepared, and we just try to be prepared as well as possible. And that's also why, again, even though I talked about AI so bad, that's where this addiction for AI comes from. Because for sure, when somebody comes to me and says I demand you to do it in AI, I can say, no problem. It's not that I need to ask someone to do this for me. I know exactly. And I would say I'm, again, also regarding AI, even though it's not my preferred way to work with, but if you want, you're with one of the best persons to do it. I worked with AI since it came out, and I developed all sorts of workflows which work for me, but I just prefer it just from a personal standpoint. I prefer it the other way. It's faster, in my opinion, for me still, but if you want to work with AI with me, we can do that as well.
Yeah, I guess that would be leading us to the new type of client you might have, which are influencers and people having YouTube channel. Because we talk about the BBC type of work you are doing already, and that you can continue to expand on it. But I guess there is also, you might be really, really attractive for a solopreneurs or team like Mr. Beast team or stuff like that, that just say, hey, we have that shot. Usually we have our graphic designer or little VFX team doing this and that, but they're not necessarily specialists. We hiring freelancer here and that, but they usually just come to do a specific thing. But hey, let's go to the next stage without calling a big VFX house that is overkill for us, and where we might not have access to director. You could be actually the person they call and say, so I'm doing those videos all the time, but I need help to expand that specific video, like 10 minutes or whatever, where we need an extra layer of storytelling through VFX, but also something that need to be integrated with the usual way we do things. So that's maybe when you can merge your directing skills, like being a director, and the VFX aspect of it. So it's merged really seamlessly into the tone on the already established YouTube channel, for example. It is something that you see coming more and more, and also the quality of VFX in those YouTube channels are getting
it's definitely rising. Probably because like fellow artists found that because of also like job shortage in the feature film world, they found, hey, there are way more profitable ways to earn money. And I can show off more of myself and what I'm doing there by doing maybe smaller work. But not least
because there is sorry to interrupt, but there is a lot of YouTube channel that are sometimes way better than what you can see on TV. They're really well made. I mean, what you did with ZDF could be on a really high-end YouTube channel. I'm sure it's going to be a ton of success. Hopefully at some point you could do that.
That's true. You're right. And I mean also the influence. I mean, again, actually I'm a fan of these of television, like, because it's, again, it's an experience. It's fixed in time. Like you are forced to watch something at this point in time, which gives a bit of relief sometimes, because we are overloaded with what can I watch now?
Choices.
We are zapping through Netflix and doom scrolling. And for now
they're giving you also the direction what to buy with the advertising.
Yes, exactly. I mean, but that's you talking about Netflix or
no, like TV.
Yeah, but like Netflix is doing this now as well.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
So this is and but it's just chill TV. But why did I start?
Because the quality of content that you could see on YouTube, it's better sometimes than TV.
Yes, that's true. Like, it's definitely the case that YouTube gets more and more and more and more and more, and or it did come to that point where it's just like outsmarted TV, like 100%. Like, I don't know, a video from Mr. Beast has like the same reaches more people than a Super Bowl, you know? So
and they have really specific use case that they need support for. So I can really see how much that could be a good fit with Garlic VFX, because they have ideas. So they don't know how to do it sometimes, and you could actually provide all the specialized tool that they don't have access to or they don't know how to handle.
Yes. Yeah. So this is also something where I think, speaking of like YouTubers, which have, like, as you say, they have an idea, but I think the more professional somebody gets, the higher he climbs up in any hierarchy, even though it's like his own hierarchy. It's because, and the reason why people are successful, at least that's what I think, is because they are able to, and that's also how I feel when I work with people together, it's the ability to trust others with their work. So I think when you want to grow, you have to be able to let loose of certain parts of the process.
Like in a regular feature film, you have unit 1 with the main director and unit 2 with the second unit director.
Yes, and they both have to be like individuals, and it would be the worst. And I think also, like, work environment wise, it's the worst when like the supervisor is literally watching down on your keyboard and looking what you're doing, and saying, but that you should do differently. Like, then people tend to go into the thought process of others, and they destroy everything in my mind. And the good, that's why I'm saying this is because usually when somebody has reached a certain level, he exactly knows what he wants to direct. He exactly knows where he wants to have the control, and he also knows where he is just wants to give the control to somebody who's capable of doing this. I think all the good, like, this is like this entrepreneur stuff, but like when you look at all these successful people, like, I don't know, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, or Elon Musk, they are good in certain fields, definitely, but I think what they're best in is directing work to specific people.
Yeah.
And this makes, and also like directing even the directing work like on lower levels than just to the right people. And when you are surrounded with these, then everything will be great. And coming back to the YouTubers, they have like specific things in mind, which I think in most cases are completely doable, also by a very small team.
Yeah.
And at this point, what they want is a unique, like an idea, which is in line with their thoughts.
Yeah.
That's what they want to have produced for themselves. And then when somebody comes to you, it's way better. Like, speaking of what we were talking before earlier, this YouTuber needs 6 shots, which makes him look like Keanu Reeves in John Wick.
Yeah.
It's way better to talk to one person, because then everything comes out of one hand. It looks sleek, all tight together. Instead of talking to one person who says, okay, now I have to talk to the team. In YouTube world, and this is something, there is like, this is also, especially, this is something, there are things you can compensate time-wise with a bigger team. 100%. You have 1,000 shots, let 200 artists work on it, or let 1,000 artists work on it. The 1,000 artists will be faster together with it. But then there are things like thought processes, for example.
You cannot compress that time.
That time you can't compress. It gets longer the more people work on it. So, but in YouTube world, example, Mr. Beast, there is coming out a very successful TV show, Squid Game. Nobody heard of before. Mr. Beast sees it and sees an opportunity to seize. And what he does is, while the show is running and not the final episode is out, he recreates Squid Games as a YouTube video with real people.
With giving out money.
Instead
of killing them.
Yes, but he recreates Squid Game, and this like gave him, I think it made him double his followers. Like from back then, it was like 70,000 to 150, 70 million to 140 million. Like because he spent a lot of money on that, because he knew this is a $1 million idea. So he spent 2 million to do this, and then it just has to be like money. In this case, in my opinion, like, this is not a question of money anymore, but really just of speed. But then this is something
turnaround.
Like, I don't know, it's you need someone or a team who can deliver it in that time. And then it's something where I say, when it has to be like, when it's like a certain level of a certain amount of shots, which are doable by a human being who is professional in it. There are some cases where it's just like, not to be like generous to, oh, there's this nice young artist I want to support, but just because it's the most logic decision to make to go to one person, because he's faster than 10. And it's not because he is a genius, it's just the nature of things. This one person is faster than 10 of him in a team. You know what I'm talking there? And
especially
this is
for the specific use case of
exactly.
There is need a fast turnaround, and the idea to.
And I think this is the Instagram world, and in the YouTube world, this is like very, very short-lived. And then they are searching for also. It's I don't know. Sometimes I'm angry at myself that I let something slip, which could definitely go viral, where I just was not too focused to realize that this is just for the sake of getting viral. Sometimes stuff happens. I don't know. For example, back then when Chris Rock was slapped by Will Smith in the face, I could have sat down and make a Lego animation version out of it. And like the sooner it gets out, the more I can go with that wave,
leverage,
and use that.
Leverage the momentum.
Exactly. and then there are like, but I'm not a YouTuber, so it's not, for me, it's not about getting viral. But then there are YouTubers who exactly want this. And it's better, like, let's take this as an example. When like a YouTuber gets and like, I need a video where Chris Rock gets slapped by another Lego Will Smith and make it funny. Go with that to Scanline at 12 at night. You know? Or
Gen AI.
Yes.
You will just, it's going to work, but not exactly the way I want. And the comical effect would not fit perfectly.
And nothing bad about Scanline, but I mean, it's just like a big company has structures. It's impossible. But you can call your like one person army generalist artist you have on speed dial and say, hey, do that for me. What's the price? Let's go.
Yeah, definitely. So, and also, I guess the point that you could provide, because YouTuber, they're not necessarily, they're successful because they're able to provide, to have a good storytelling, but sometimes they won't see how to present an idea through under a lens, like through a visual, something that your creativity can also come into that space because you're familiar with the world of cinema, with the traditional VFX pipeline and all that. So basically, you not only come with a fast turnaround, but also with I would say a factory of ideas, coming, we could do this and that, and maybe you didn't thought about this, but basically providing your creativity also into the mix in terms of how to realize something.
And actually, I know this is, yes, definitely. I mean, it's also, I just wanted to say something, and I didn't want it to feel too braggy or something about it. That's why I was.
Why not?
Talking. I don't know, but the thing is, the reason I want to be a filmmaker is because, or like, I am a filmmaker, is not just at the stage I see myself, is because I think I have a specific style I developed. Where I say this is distinctive. This is where people can, where at least I can tell this is my work. Like just style wise, I say, and I know where the influences come from, definitely. Like we are all just copies, like the AI is somehow. But I think that there is and I try to learn this for myself, to stand behind the value you can't, and this is the whole fight against AI as well. Because let's imagine like a world of, and that's the world actually, we have a world of filmmakers, and we have, I would say, at least, I mean, we have 100,000 and more directors, whatever, but I would say at least 500 to 1,000 good directors in this world, okay? And maybe they all are good in their field or in their style, whatever. And then I try to be competitive to them and want to get my foot in there. And let's imagine they all are great in cinematography. They are all great in storytelling. They can write beautiful dialogues, all of that. But what is it? What will lead me then to sell the next project at some point when I'm in a line with 1,000 people just as good as I am? I hope that at some point I'm one of these 1,000. Maybe I'm more at the 100,000 range right now. But anyway, I'm now with these 1,000 good ones, at some point. And then it's really, I want to sell the client that it's not just the quality, because we are all good. It's about the style. and the connection we both have with each other.
Yeah.
And this is also a topic I actually wanted to talk to you just also in person. But the more and more, like, because I told you I'm going back more to like for physical media for certain reasons, all of this. And one thing is also I try I think my nature is still a people pleaser. I can't get rid of that. But I try to be less of that in a way where I just realized like there were so many conversations made, and it's not that I'm sick of conversations or some stuff like that, but it's just that I think there, I don't have to be, not everybody has to like me. It's like when you are, and that's the same thing, not everybody has to like my style. And actually, if I try to do a style everybody likes, then I think it's no style anymore.
Yeah.
Then it's Gen AI, you know?
Yeah.
This is actually, so just being unique and being unique by your personality. And this is also what I learn now more and more. Just, I have issues like where people might think, oh, I don't like this person just for being like that, or just whatever. I don't know. I think everybody has them. And I just don't want to hide them anymore. And it feels good because this is also like then the personality I am. Yeah. But the beauty is the connections I have with people who are either liking these issues or just like looking over them and say like, I like this person even though he is not tidy, for example.
I choose his bad size purposely.
Yes. and then you are in a way better environment, also mentally, mental health.
Yeah. Because you can be yourself.
Yes.
And you valued for your craft, not for what you should not be.
And I learned it also because working with different kinds of clients. Because I worked with clients, they treated me like shit, and I still try to please them.
Yeah.
Like almost feel like dirty that I did it.
Yeah.
And then I work with clients which there were clients who and I talked to other people who worked with these clients, they felt the same. They felt they were down talking on them. They felt that they were trying to keep them small, like to really, what they said was like out of this world actually. But then there are clients you're working with and they appreciate you not because they have to, it's just because also that's their personality, because they are appreciative people. And those are also big clients with big teams. It's not, it doesn't depend on like the size of it. It's really just like a personality thing. And I think, for example, we work both for Scanline. I think, for example, Scanline is a very good environment, actually, very humane and appreciative. It's like one of the, I don't know, but it feels like it's a creed of the company being appreciative. And this is of big value. And then
especially the German
probably. And it's attracting. It for me, it's attracting.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the reason why I, sorry to interrupt, but I learned the meaning of company is actually coming from the Latin pan, which is sharing bread with friends. Pan is pain in French, and comp is like a camaraderie.
Nice, interesting. Okay.
So it makes exactly your point. It's like work, but with sharing bread with with people we want to hang around with. So
and the good thing is, and because what I also learned, because I'm most of the time I'm like almost always I'm freelancer. I work with all kinds of companies. And I learned that when you find one good person, like at least a person appealing to me in a company, there's a higher probability that the next person from that company I talk to, I will like as well.
Yeah.
Because
this is what happened with Tom Spohr, for example.
For example, yeah. He's like he's a very kind guy. I really like him, and his team is just constructed out of nice people.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't know. It's like I think there are people with certain ideas. They won't let, like, it sorts out by nature. Like, and that's the beautiful thing. I see then there's companies which are like where people like down talk on others, and then you see like they do it all the time with like each other, and then also like the person he talked down about is right 5 seconds before he's talking about somebody else.
So it's a loop of
yes, because
generative,
and you know, usually I'm not at that point yet,
or spiral down.
I'm not at that point yet, but I really like to develop a persona which just speaks also. I mean, when I was a kid, there was no, I don't know, I didn't feel consequences, so I really like to speak out when something wrong is happening. And it's good that you don't do this as an adult all the time, okay? But there are sometimes situations where I feel, hey, this is a good opportunity, because just speaking out and saying what you are seeing here is wrong, maybe you will make, from 10 people in this room, you will make 9 enemies, but 1 friend. But this 1 friend you make is way worse, has so much more worth to you personally, to your mental health, and also like for your future life probably, than those negative 9. And this is something, coming back to like AI teaches me to be proud of my style and be proud of myself and who I am. And you will maybe at some point lose friends, or like friends, like compagnons. But you will make very good friends as well. That's how I feel like.
So this is why you would still sometime work under, like I call that white label. So with other teams, is it something that you plan to do in the future still?
Yeah, definitely.
Because of that aspect of liking to work with certain kind of people, right?
First of all, liking to work with certain kind of people, and then there's like, you know, when you're I would consider myself an appreciative person. And that's also why I like to work with appreciative people. Because I appreciate their input. I appreciate their ideas very much. And I like to be influenced by these, like, by good ideas. And so this is really something I definitely don't want to miss in the future, working with people like on eye level, because that way, personal growth also can be enhanced somehow.
Through work, definitely. Maybe to wrap this up, can you tell us 3 things? Specific example of technical concept you help the client visualize. How much you think the visual can impact business outcome? Like, taking one example, I'm just thinking of the piano you made, but maybe you have others. And professional project management approach. Okay, this one we can keep it aside. But yeah, let's just take one complex concept was brought to you, and how did you manage to show that on screen? That would represent a little bit, you know, the way you work.
Let me just, because you just mentioned the piano thing. That's why now I'm all piano.
I put that in your head.
We can also, let's talk about the piano thing, because there is I'm not a PR person. I'm not a public relations commercial expert, but sometimes there are products which basically are the same, like, I don't know, Pepsi and Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
But still, and I mean, like, just while saying this, I think people who are listening, they say, no, they aren't the same. In their head, they are saying, no, they're not the same. They don't taste the same. I don't know if I mean, everybody saw these tests, like one is Pepsi, one is Coca-Cola, but it's like hidden in a black bottle, whatever. Yeah. And then it's like 50-50. People are not deciding correctly. Maybe there are Pepsi experts who would always decide correctly, but most of the people don't see the nuances.
Got it.
And then it's really just about the competition. Same as, like, I saw it with and that's wrapping it up. Maybe I saw it in the series Mad Men.
Mm-hmm.
It's like one of the first episodes where it's about, like, they try to reframe cigarettes, because now everybody's saying, like, oh, they're bad for your health. What will we do there? And then the main character, like Lucky Strike, comes to them, and they are again like, oh shit, like, and then they say, like, yeah, but you have less appetite. And then they're saying, like, yeah, but the other ones also make less appetite. And then they are talking, and then the producer of these Lucky Strike cigarettes, he's talking, blah, blah, blah. And then at some point he said, like, yeah, and then we are toasting the leaves. And then the PR agent's like, you're toasting it. Like, okay. And then they're saying, okay, Lucky Strike, it's toasted. So because all of them are bad for your health, but this one is toasted, you know? And this is where the benefit actually comes in. For example, visualizing something the others don't visualize. For example, there's a piano, and you can compete by, like, piano producers can compete by saying, like, hey, but ours is this very special wood, like vibrating at like 42 hertz.
Yeah.
Like this.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty similar from one big good piano to another.
Exactly.
Pretty much the same.
And when you're not a Pepsi expert, you wouldn't hear the difference.
Yeah, exactly.
But you have to visualize to the audience that there is a difference.
Yeah.
So just imagine, I don't know, going inside the piano and seeing, like, the magic sparkles flowing through the veins of the wood.
Yeah.
And you see how these magic sparkles are vibrating, like, like, this is, you know, I don't remember any MP3 player commercial from 2006, but I vividly I remember, and it's from the iPod. With, like, these dancing people
with the white
yes,
yeah,
and, like, with these changing colors of backgrounds, like black silhouettes, white
AirPods,
and you see them just dancing, and this is something where you think, like, I want to be one of them. Like, this is and, you know, those are devices playing music. They don't play music better than other MP3 players you can buy for back then already just 20 euros. As you go for one for 400, because it delivers, like, the dream. And that's the value of movies. And that's also why, like, also when it comes to commercially visualize, I again think more in movies, because with movies you can sell emotions, and that's I don't want to, you know, again, you go to company, we do everything with AI, and say to them, like, hey, I need you to visualize my Coca-Cola, and they do it with AI. They don't have any control, and they just give you, like, a pretty generic, like, in the end, maybe it looks cool. Okay, but there is no heart flown into it, and no idea of what is really touching. And what is really touching, I learned, at least for myself, is when I'm cutting, like, for example, a documentary, or when I'm doing the voiceover, it's really a matter of milliseconds. When is the cut? When the music, when kicks the music in, when starts the voice, which makes a difference between I'm just not amused or this is really touching. This is really just like, and good cutters, good filmmakers, they have a sense of that. And AI doesn't have, and that's where I mean, you have to have feelings to understand what is touching. You can do something cool, definitely, but it's a very like, it's a craft. It's an art form.
It's difficult to put that into an algorithm, actually.
Yes. Because it always depends. Sometimes it's fitting when it's just a millisecond longer, but sometimes it doesn't work. You have to go a millisecond shorter.
That would be the struggle with the architect in the Matrix movie, when you don't get it. And it was about love, you know. It's like you don't get it. It's like I cannot put that into an equation. You know, because it's so random.
It's great. That's a great example, actually.
And true.
And this is where, coming back to your question, what can I provide, and especially what can I provide what like company X, Y, Z doesn't provide, and that's that I am able to put, I put love. I don't say I am able to put love in it, but I am putting love. And what I'm doing on a very professional and structured way.
That's a perfect conclusion out of it.
That's also why the company is called Garlic VFX. Because actually the garlic in the soup or the garlic in the what you're serving, this is like you have to put it in, not too much of it, not too few of it. You have a feeling. To have a feeling for
the right, perfect amounts, so it tastes like a.
Otherwise, you just have like garlic breath all day long. And like people will go away from you. And if it's not there at all, then the love is missing.
So it's all about the right dosage.
And this maybe just right while talking to you, this is really what it is really about. And why maybe like intrinsically I really thought of garlic, because it's really about love.
Now I get it.
But it is.
It's true. It's all about the warm, you know, the recipe that is really warm, and that
and it's also garlic, which I don't know, you eat a dish and then somehow a memory kicks in, and it's from like ancient you when you were like 12 years old, coming from the playground, mother made just maybe a garlic bread, which to a barbecue, or stuff like that, and you were like, wow. And sometimes there is a taste which reminds you of that. Tastes can do that, smell can do that, and this is also, I'm like a very emotional movie watcher. Like when the movie is just right, like the right amount of garlic, really I'm crying a lot when I'm watching movies, because I'm easily touched by this. And it's so beautiful because it's almost like there is, you know, by watching movies, like there is an analogy I love, like with everything actually. And this is when I told you also 1,000 times, I don't know, you take something in your hand and it becomes your body. Okay. I can close my eyes and I know where it roughly starts. Okay. I can use a stick to fight. I can use a stick to build something, as a hammer, whatever. That's why people are able to use tools. Actually, you know, I have a dog, and the dog, he sometimes tries to take a stick. And that's also where I think like that makes us human, because the ability to adapt in microseconds to stuff. We take something in your hand, it becomes our body. The dog takes the stick, it's way too big, it doesn't know where to balance it, and it's just taking it and dragging it behind him. It would be way more intelligent if he would go to the middle of it. But the dog doesn't have the sense in my opinion. That's I mean, that's just my observation. Not that's not my, that's like common sense actually. And it's also like science. And it's when you go into a car, you become the car.
Yeah.
The car becomes the extension of your body.
Yeah.
And the beautiful thing about art is when somebody creates something, it's also like the movie becomes the extension of his body, but we are also becoming the extension, we the viewers becoming the extension of whatever this person created.
Yeah.
And this is something when I watch a movie and it touches me or it plants a thought in my head, it's almost as if the neuron just skipped from his head when he created that movie, like through time in mine, and he planted it. And I really like it because like all the art forms, every bit of conversation we have, we are always expanding ourselves and reaching into others, and others reach into us. So it makes like watching that's also actually why I said I like this linear TV, because that way everybody is like watching the same thing at the same time. It's something which it goes I don't know, like again, this maybe sounds very esoterical, but in the end I really like this the most about like these art form, especially like for me it's movies, for others maybe it's books, but it's just like this synchronizing of mind, and I don't think that it's not for me about like synchronizing others with my mind or my ideas, because I'm just a product of the synchronization of others with me, and I just try to channel it in the most positive way, and this is by garlic and love, and just create something which leaves a positive impact, at least on the viewer, just while watching it.
Yeah.
And on long term, I wanted to leave maybe even more than that, and as a positive impact on people. Like, yeah.
And speaking of which, what would be the project until now that you are the most proud of?
I know why you're asking this, because it was, I mean, in this case, for example,
I mean, your preparation question. It was your preparation question.
Yeah, I remember it, but I wasn't. I remember that I read these preparations, okay? But again, I mean,
I commented it. This is really important.
Yeah, hey, sorry, I really have one in mind right when you asked.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's I just want to double check, because I just realized it in this second, because you asked what's the proud of, and there would come like just like honorable mentions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would be, for example, Star Wars.
Yeah.
Would be, for example, the Lego stuff I did, which was quite viral.
Yeah.
On the internet. But the thing I'm most proud of, and I'm most happy that I did it, is this documentary I did with my wife and my daughter, because it was a very short project. We have to be very fast, but I always like it. It felt like, wow, now everything, like, even though we worked together already before and all, but this time also because of the involvement of my daughter, who was acting in it, but also preparing the props.
Oh yeah.
She was building like little space props out of paper. She was drawing, like she was making out of stuff. She made planets, and stuff like that. And so it really felt like, wow, this is the dream. Like, not, it's just the dream. Just
everybody knew what they had to do.
Yes, everybody knew what they had to do, but it was also like this. It was like very harmonically.
Yeah.
And it's
how long it took to
just very fast, like
days.
Because we like the script was done, and then she asked the client asked, can we be done in 10 days? And then I said, like, I have to think of that. I talked to my wife. She planned it. So I said, like, okay, I guess we'll need 1 day. Therefore, we need 1 day to shoot this one. We need 2 days to this. Let's plan in 1 day to reshoot if something gets wrong, whatever. And yeah, in 10 days. And then I called her back and I said, like, yeah, let's do it. In 10 days, you'll have the first draft.
For how long? The duration of the
It was a 5-minute documentary.
Wow. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm really proud of that. Also because I was like just proving to me that this works as a family business.
Yeah.
This is the reason why I'm the most proud of it. Yeah.
What is the most impossible request that a client gave you that you delivered?
I read that question as well. And I also thought, like, did I have, like, maybe it's, I mean, this sounds like, I also haven't prepared that answer. Okay. Yeah. But I haven't felt that ever a client had an impossible request for me. Because,
let's say, challenging in terms of timing, maybe more.
Yes, definitely. Yeah. That's something, but never ever I said to someone that, like, I can't do that. Because sometimes I know, I mean, I know enough about the craft to know
there is one way to do it.
There is one way to do it, and maybe it takes more time then.
Yeah.
And maybe it even needs me to learn something new. But this is also, like, actually, I'm doing this, like, since more than, like, just selling VFX stuff. More than, like, I think I can narrow it down pretty well. Like, selling movie stuff, I already started in school. Okay, like, I'm doing band videography and stuff like that. But, like, doing my first, like, VFX job is, like, 15 years. Like, since 15 years, I'm doing VFX stuff, selling to people.
Okay, yeah.
And it's that I am, I'm selling this VFX, and it started with like the very first request. Like, the very first request was for a massage salon. Oh, yeah. I did a video for like promotional image film, like 2000 image film, and they didn't requested it, but I wanted to do it, and it was like a dolly shoot, like along a river, or like more of a pond, and I suggested it. He liked the idea, so I did it, and he wanted me to. I had that. Again, he didn't come with that request to me, but I said, hey, this might be cool. So, like, dolly shot along the river, and then putting his name over the water. Oh, yeah. But tracked, like, in the moving camera. Like the scripture is over the water, floating. Yeah. And it's mirrored in the water as well, with the mirror effect of the water. Got it. So this was the very first VFX shot I did, and it's like it's almost 15 years ago, and I suggested it even without knowing how to do it, but I knew that people can do that. Yeah. And I said, like, hey, it would be cool if we would do that, and then I found Video Copilot, and he taught me how to do camera track in After Effects. Oh, yeah. And then and usually. Oftentimes there are just challenges, like lately, not that often anymore, but like in the first 10 years, often somebody has a request or we have an idea we want to do. And when we started, I didn't know how to deliver, but I knew that there are ways to find it out. And then I found it out and made it. And I guess you're still in that spirit. Yeah, definitely. Always. That's also, yeah, definitely. I always try to, and this is just like, it's cool because it's also like a mental, it's like doing Sudoku.
Yeah.
Because it's always like a little mystery to solve. Because they're like, and the longer you do it, you realize then it's just like with, like I also did magic tricks when I was younger. And it's like magic tricks in the beginning, they all seem magically. And you try to find out how does one work, and then you learn one, and actually that's pretty easy. And then you learn the other one, and then you learn a second, a third, and fifth, and so on. But then when you have a certain amount of tricks in your pocket, then you see a complete new trick, but you see it's just an iteration of or a combination of two of those you learned before.
I see.
And then you see it's like pretty easy. Yeah. Actually, like just to find out what's the magic behind it. And I think that's the same with VFX. In the beginning, like, okay, how can we do this or that or whatever? Do we do it in camera, like practical effects? Do we VFX? And a combination of both. Where's the hidden cut? When you watch, I don't know, something like Birdman or 1917.
Oh yeah, Birdman.
Yeah, and then you have always like these hidden cuts, which are also provided sometimes with a bit of help of VFX, just to keep the scenes like
a little help.
Yeah,
I'm saying that because I work on it personally.
Okay. You worked on Birdman.
Yeah, I did the stitch.
Yeah. Okay.
With a team of, obviously I was I think the less experienced comper back then, but it was pretty intense. We had to recreate scenes sometimes, full CG, to make the stitch work.
That's what I thought. Yes, because I mean I saw it on 1917. I saw some breakdowns. I haven't seen them in Birdman, but like it's the same. It's just the same techniques, you know. Where sometimes you because you have somehow to keep stuff fluidly, and if it's like, for example, using a DG double of the actor, walking from one cut to the other, and then just warping from. You know, like you have the actor. I mean, probably you did stuff like that as well.
Yeah, with the blonde woman, Naomi Watts, like a cut between two scenes. With full frame.
Yeah,
it was like completely
crazy.
Bunkers. Yeah. It worked.
And in the end, and that's also like the magic actually, because people watch this and they don't have an idea of how stuff works.
Yeah, and it's a combination also because it was real 10-minute takes.
Yes.
So just 10-minute takes. It was a repetition, a lot of things being timed. So, you know, it was super high level craft on the set, but also in VFX.
Yes.
And both combined make that super elevated result. It was really great.
And then that's the cool thing. And also this is something you can't plan ahead. And also the AI, they can just randomize stuff in, but then stuff happens like, I know, for example, in 1917, this war movie.
The war movie, yeah.
It's also like this fake one shot.
Yeah.
And then you have like same story actually, also 10-minute shots and then stitching something together. And then in the end, there's where he's running across the battlefield. Like it's the whole movie is like story-wise is happening a lot of the times in these tunnels and these you know what I'm talking about?
Tranchées.
Yeah.
And
that then the grand finale.
Yeah.
He is running across the battlefield to deliver his message, and actually the soldiers from his side, they are running against this side, or like from your side in this direction, and he's running towards the camera, and bombs are exploding and grenades.
And the camera is on a rail or something, right?
Yes, and then at some point one of the soldiers bumps into him and crashes him, and he trips. But he runs on but this wasn't planned, but the shot was super expensive because of all these grenades which has to go off, like this pyro technique and stuff.
Yeah.
Because they had 3 shots of them, and they shot it 3 times, and they went with them. The other ones went perfectly, but they went with the one which went perfectly. The one where he got bumped into, and he stands up and runs on. And this is so cool.
Yeah.
And again, this is so beautiful, and also this ability to adapt of directors, and I think also the even the most where you say like they are so precise, planning ahead, everything. Like Stanley Kubrick would be one of these, where you always say like everything is planned. He has the whole movie in his head already, but even he changes parts of the script on set.
Oh yeah.
And this is because I don't know. It's like this is beautiful. Filmmaking is so beautiful because it makes art of every aspect of it. Art of the visagist, art of the cameraman, art of the lighting, art of the people who are crafting props.
Yeah, every department involved.
Everything, like it's like the I think it was Tom Cruise or someone who said you have every aspect of human creation in movies. Actually.
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, he's probably right.
Yeah.
First I thought like crazy, but no, he's probably right. You can make a movie of everything, and so many people, like everybody can be like in his field part of a movie.
Yeah.
Like 3D artists in 3D, of course, but it's the beautiful thing about movies and what drives me to do it. Like at the moment, just where this all is heading, at the moment it's just my wife and I and my daughter, and it's so beautiful because it's pure and it's like we love doing it together.
Yeah.
But maybe
you're not against growing.
No, not at all. I just hope that I will grow with the right people.
Yeah.
This is really also regarding stages in life. I think this is something I had to learn, that it's not, there is no sense in trying to grow with people which don't want to grow with you, actually. Sometimes they would literally say it, sometimes they hide it from you, or I have friends, they just like chose different paths. You walk with them alongside. They want to be artists, you want to be an artist, but then they start to be something else. Sorry.
I think we're good.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we have enough to edit.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like, sorry, I hope there is something.
Yes, for sure. Well, thank you for the insight. And I guess we'll look at the progression of garlic VFX.